they gave my bonus money to the girl that hadn't even been working there for 90 days, so she technically wasn't even eligible for the money. Wow, hey, what's up everybody? So this is going to be a video about why I quit my first dental assisting job. I kind of made some talking points, but from the beginning there was honestly like a lot of red flags, but being new to the industry, I didn't know. Let's just start from the beginning. I just got fired from my job. I pretty much had an interview the following Friday, and I got fired that Sunday. They told me I would know if I had the job by Sunday, and then on Sunday, which honestly I didn't feel like the interview really went that well. I kind of thought it went kind of shit. But anyways, they called me. They told me if I wanted to do... Okay, I forgot to say this. In the interview, they told me that I would have to do a working interview for free for 5 whole days. So a whole 40 hours. Which was crazy. But I really needed a job. I just got fired, so I'm like, okay, I mean, fuck it, I guess whatever. But then I was thinking, if I don't get this job and I work for free for 40 hours, then I'm wasting my fucking time and my money. I worked the 40 hours, they offered me the job after that, whatever. I stayed with the company. And the guy that was training me, he was getting frustrated a lot. He would get in fights with the dentist, and then he was just getting frustrating with training me mostly. He would start throwing down stuff on the trays, slamming the cabinets in the room with the patients. He had no respect. But he would tell me, I like your attitude. And after he started to just get pissed off about training me, I got sent to another location where I worked with one of the chicks that hired me, and she was actually pregnant. She told me that she had been trying to get pregnant for about 3 years, so I really felt like bad about that, and this like, damn, what if she lose her baby or something? I was starting to get the flu around that time, so anytime I would cough, she would literally be like, oh my god, are you getting sick? You can't be sick around me. It took me 3 years to get pregnant, blah blah blah. So I ended up taking off the whole week, and on like the last day of the week, or the last second day of the week or something, I don't know, I'm gonna insert the text on the screen that she sent me. So unprofessional, but I don't know if it's because she was pregnant and going through a bunch of hormones or like what. So that shit was just horrible to wake up to. Woke up to that getting fired text, and then I told my boyfriend, I'm like, do you think I should try to go up there and get my job back? He's like, no. So I went up there and I got my job back. The chick thought I was fucking crazy. She's like, next time just wait for me to answer my phone or text you back. I'm like, bitch, you weren't gonna text me back or answer your phone, don't lie. So after that, she didn't want to work with me anymore, so I got sent to another location. This last location was honestly, it was cool at first because I worked with the chick from the first location. She was the lead over here. She'd work 1 day of the week at my last location, so I kind of knew her. She was cool. The dentist like heavily depended on her. They had another assistant named Lynn, which she was racist. She didn't like me. She hated me. She got in a fight with the dentist and talked shit to him, and she got fired. And that was that. I didn't have to deal with her for long, so that was good. It's kind of fucked up before, because right before she got fired, I was like, man, my life would be so much easier if she got fired. And then it was like a fucking a prayer or something got answered because she got fired. So I'm like, okay. After that, it was just me and Victoria. We're working there for a while. Training was a bitch. The dentist, literally, nothing was good enough for them. One of the dentists used to have his own practice, so every time anything was just out of place or not working, he'd be like, I used to have my own practice. Why is it like this? It was never like this when I owned my own practice. It's like, shut up, dude. Go own your own practice again. Didn't you get sued and that's why you had to shut it down? So, you should... The company that I worked for, they owned like 7 or 10 offices, and they started to expand with these other dentists. They brought in the dentist, other people, and pretty much this lady, her name was Patty. She came in and she was like, if you don't want to smile, okay, I'm going to do it in the voice that she would do it in, like this. If you do not want to be here, get out. Get out. If you do not want to be here, get out. If you do not want to smile, get out. I want to see you smile all the time. You want to be happy when you're here. Like, she would talk like that. And she was literally saying, if you do not want to smile, get out. And my lead assistant did not like that, so she put in her 2 weeks that Friday at the meeting where the HR lady came in saying that. I ended up leaving, so then it was just me running the practice by myself, and that sucked ass. We eventually brought in this chick that worked with us a few times, and she was really nice. We wanted to hire her from the beginning, but she just never wanted to come work with us because we were like too far from her house. We hired her to come work with us. Then they brought in this chick that was going to be the new lead, and honestly, I never liked her. She was hella fucking rude. I forgot, before we get all into the new lead, We actually had an assistant that helped us. She was from California at one point. She was just temping with the company, and the company decided to hire, which the companies do this shit a lot. Just because they temp and they helped you out one day, they always want to hire them, and it's always like they're not even the good workers. But we hired this chick. She was from California. Well, it just happened to happen one day when she was working by herself on a Saturday. Her dad dies, and she's from California, so she had to go back to California for like 2 weeks. Then she came back, and I guess her and her boyfriend got in a fight, and she was like, fuck Texas, I'm done with Texas, I'm done with Texas guys or something, or done with Texas people, fuck everybody in Texas, something like that. And mind you, this is the day that she's supposed to come back. She sends it 5 minutes after we already open. And it's just me as an assistant, because the lead assistant already left and quit. Fuck my life. This is great. So she was gone, so then it was just me, and then I just ran the practice by myself with like a bunch of temp assistants. We hired the girl that we wanted to hire months before, but she just never wanted to come work with us. We just hired her. So she was a new dental assistant. And then they brought in this chick, and they told me that it was either going to be me or her for lead. So they pretty much lied, and they already knew that she was going to be lead. They were just trying her out, and she didn't work out. Let me just describe it. She pretty much came in on the first day, and she was just describing to me like, oh, this is what I'm going to have you do. This is how you're going to do it. She was very controlling. She was the type of person that was like, you can't have your phone right there. You need to move it over here. And then if I moved it back, she would have a fucking pissy fit. Pretty much her attitude was just off. She just sucked at being an assistant. She had trouble setting up the rooms. And then anytime I set up the room, she had to nitpick it, set it up a certain way. It's like, she had little T-Rex arms because she was kind of a big girl. And I'm like, girl, your arms are short as fuck. You don't need to set up the room for me. I set up the room for myself. I set it up in a way where I can grab my stuff. And she was like, this is unorganized. She's the most unorganized person I've ever worked with. Well, anyways, the girl that I was kind of good friends with, she ended up befriending the new lead assistant. She was telling me, Amber, you just need to listen to her. And I'm like, no, I'm not, because I've been here longer than her. I'm not gonna listen to her. Anyways, we did like a meeting thing at one point for like Invisalign, just learning about that, like a CE course. At this event, my coworker pretty much told me, she was like, I just don't really know if this is what I want to do. So I'm just like, oh, don't feel bad if it's not. Like, it may not be for you. And she was telling me, like, she wants to be, like, a little elementary school teacher or something. And she likes working with kids, and this just isn't for her. That was, like, the first indication where she, like, told me, like, I don't think this is really working for me. I just don't really know how I feel about it. But I was telling her, like, give it time, give it time. I'm gonna take a little quick break and get a drink because my throat's hella dry, and I feel like y'all can hear it on the video. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I went and got a Dr. Pepper because my throat is so fucking dry. I think I've been talking so much, and then I'm just like, it's kind of nervous. But anyways, my coworker was pretty much telling me that she wasn't sure about it, and she just wasn't really liking it that much. So I was like, just give it time, blah, blah, blah. And during the month of August, it was actually my birthday at the end of the month, and I had dental insurance during this time, so I decided I just wanted to get everything done because after the new lead came in, I just didn't like her attitude, didn't like the way that she was coming in and treating me, and she pretty much told me at one point, she had a little meeting with me where she took me aside and talked to me alone in the room, and she was pretty much telling me, I'm going to be here a lot longer than you are, blah, blah, blah. And I just did not like that. I'm not going to sit there and be threatened at my own job. I'm not. I'll move on and I'll do better. After that, I really honestly started to decide I don't want to be here anymore, but I know that I kind of have a little bit of benefits where I can go ahead and, you know, they can max out my insurance and I can get all the fillings I need done and get my wisdom teeth out. Maybe get a whitening too, whatever. And a cleaning. So I literally did all of that, and I did it all within like a few days. It was amazing. I'm so glad I did it. Because at that point I was starting to think, I don't think I'm going to stay here at this job, so I might as well use these benefits while I have them, because at the next job I don't know if they'll let me do the dental stuff for free. And like this company was actually kind of like, they were really coming up. I just recently got like life insurance, dental insurance, health insurance through them. I didn't stay, so I didn't keep it. After I got that stuff done, on my birthday, my grandma got taken off dialysis, so that was really crappy. And when I got back from my birthday, I never heard anybody apologize to me or say sorry or any condolences or anything. That lead assistant just kind of like rubbed it in my face that I lost my grandma. So that kind of sucked. And literally, I just started looking for jobs. I just decided I'm not gonna stay here, I'm not gonna be stuck. Like, I would almost rather temp. I thought about quitting and just temping, but I just wasn't sure that that was too reliable. Which I honestly wouldn't really recommend that to anybody unless you're really good at managing your money and you know that you're gonna have days where you're booked. It took me like over a month to find a job because I started looking in like August, September, October. I didn't get one till November, so it took me over 2 months of looking. And I guess, you know what, I probably could have found something and just settled, but I wanted to really be happy and really know. And that was another thing. I didn't know if I was going to be looking back at this like months later, like, oh my god, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I had that job that had insurance. They would give you like $800 or $1,000 or so bonuses, like. But then I thought, you know what? No. I made the right decision. The way they were treating me was not okay. Let's go back to August. Whenever I got all my dental work done, I maxed out my insurance, and we started doing this new bonus program. Instead of getting like a week little $200, $300, we would get like a percentage of it, and then it would be split amongst us all. For that month, I think we got like $800 to $1,000 bonus, which was awesome. Probably because I did all my wisdom teeth and all my dental stuff. They gave my bonus money to the girl that hadn't even been working there for 90 days, so she technically wasn't even eligible for the money. So, guess what? Homegirl got my freaking bonus money. And this is the chick that I was friends with. She was telling me she wasn't sure about the job at the little Invisalign thing. She got my direct deposit because they put her name down by mistake instead of mine, and we never heard from her again. So, and she blocked all of our numbers, so that happened. Thinking back on it, I honestly really felt like I did something wrong. I may have like thrown her under the bus, but looking back on it, hell no. Sis got that freaking $1,000 and she was like, oh, I'm out this bitch. Fuck this place. And if you're wondering, I still did get my money. But I think the thing is, somebody told me that I wasn't even aware because I hadn't got my bonus money, but everybody else had. The reason why I didn't get my bonus money was because that she got it instead. And I'm pretty sure I said it out loud at some point, so she probably knew that I knew. And that pissed me off. After she leaves or whatever, it's just me and this lead assistant that's really not good at her job. They hired this new assistant. She ended up being pretty cool. I liked her. But then again, it's like the same thing regardless of where you are. Yeah, sometimes you'll be friends with people, you'll be best friends, but then there's sometimes where it's like, obviously, some people are two-faced. They'll be nice to you, they'll talk shit about you, whatever. They don't care who you are. She was really cool. She saw how I was being mistreated, and she kind of like motivated me to like get out of there. But I mean, I'm not gonna give it all credit to her because it was mostly me, and before she even came into the picture, I was starting to pretty much look for jobs. She became friends with the lead assistant and the office manager, who are both Hispanic. So it was kind of like this like little, I don't know, this little group of them. And then the lead assistant didn't like anybody that was white. She didn't like me. She didn't like the other front office lady or the hygienist that was also white. That's also funny. Anytime anybody would give the lead assistant attitude, she would like throw a little fit. She couldn't handle it, but then she'd give everybody attitude. I just got to a point where like, even though I had a friend there, which even though she really wasn't too much of a friend because you saw how I was being treated and you did nothing. You just let it happen. And I don't know. I just felt like sometimes people literally go in and they don't really have the intention, but they end up taking your job or your spot. The way the girl would treat me was just inappropriate. It wasn't right. And I made it clear and known that I didn't like the way that she treated me. I brought it up to human relations. Well, she just pretty much ignored anything that I said about her treating me this way, and she made it seem like she's just doing her job. When you follow me around the practice and you literally nitpick me and belittle me in front of patients, honey, no. That is not doing your job. That is micromanaging. I could have probably honestly sued this company for what I was dealing with. I almost went so far to buy a little undercover camera and a pen because I was literally gonna sue. But then I decided, you know what? It's not worth it. That company's gonna go downhill. That girl is gonna go downhill. And yeah, so pretty much, I don't know, the lead factor in all this was just the fact that how I was being treated, the fact that nobody would ever stick up for me. I couldn't even really stick up for myself because people were just like, you don't need to, or like, you're overreacting. I know how the fuck I'm supposed to be treated, and it's not like this. The leading factor in me finding another job was literally that chick being rude to me. If she would have been a little bit nicer, I probably would have stayed and helped, but So there was one day she was being really rude, and I was just like, you know what, I'm done. I went and checked my phone. I had a missed call from this dentist that was in the same city as me. So I'm like, I called her. I was still on the clock. I told her, hey, I can actually come by right now if you want me to. I'm just getting off work. So I'm like, yeah, I can come by. So I went over there, I talked to her, I filled out like a little application thing. I pretty much had scheduled like a working interview type thing, but I don't think I scheduled it that night. We just kind of met up and talked. I did the application. She told me that she would be in touch. And the cool thing was I actually had been trying to get in contact with this specific dentist for maybe a month or a few weeks before, and like it was just always constantly playing phone tag with her. She's just really hard to get a hold of. I could honestly elaborate on this, but it would be like a 3 or 4 hour video. That girl treated me like crap. So yeah, she just treated me really bad, and it was just not good. I ended up getting that new job, and then I remember I could not wait to put in my 2 weeks notice. I asked the office lady, hey, can I talk to you after I get back from lunch? And old bitch was trying to write me up. Because they expect me to be able to mind read and tell and be able to know that I'm supposed to be there like 30 or 45 minutes earlier than my normal time. How does that make sense? So after that shit, I go in, I give her my 2 weeks notice. She was completely fucking blindsided, shocked as fuck. She's like, oh my god, is this really what you want to do? Yeah, bitch, it is. Oh, that was great. It was a great moment. I wish I would have got that shit on camera. Went in there and I was like, I just handed her the paper and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's nothing personal. It's not because of anybody here. And I'm like, damn well, yeah, it is, bitch. So she was like, oh my god, are you sure this is what you want to do? Blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, well, I wish you nothing but luck. And then I was like, seeing her little write-up, and I'm like, you want me to sign that anyway? She's like, oh, I guess this doesn't matter anymore. I'm like, you stupid ass bitch. Damn fucking right, it don't fucking matter. Ooh, so I was just like, bitch. Bitch. Oh. So then after that, she had to call both of the dental assistants in and tell them Amber's leaving. She just put in her 2 week notice, so y'all are gonna have to be on y'all's A game is what she told them exactly. And I'm like, yeah, y'all gotta be on y'all's A game because I literally did everything for this fucking practice. I was the lead. Y'all paid that other bitch more just for me to do everything. And I forgot to mention, in August, whenever that bitch came, 2 weeks after she got there, they let her give me a write-up. I want to post the write-up right above here so y'all can see. And then, how is this even a justifiable reason to give somebody a write-up? Honestly. Anyways, I've never looked back. I hate that place. And in fact, whenever I started at my new job, they hired this chick for pretty much digital, like, I don't know, marketing or something. And she was actually a chick that worked for that last company that I just came from. It's like everybody's leaving that company. And then a few months ago, I got a text from one of my old coworkers from there, the old office lady, and she was like telling me about everything that's happened. She was telling me one of the dentists that always wanted to complain about the practice not being good enough, like his old practice, blah, blah, blah. He's thinking about opening another practice. Oh, good luck with that. The other dentist that was just really rude, and I don't know. Women dentists are just up and down. Their emotions are just... Well, she wanted to go full-time this January, and trust me, when I worked there, I was not looking forward to that because she was a bitch. So she wanted to go full-time this January. They told her she couldn't. Funny. The human relations lady that just kind of ignored me, she got fired. The lead assistant, I know y'all really want to hear this. What happened to her, you wonder? She got transferred back to her old location and demoted. So she's no longer a lead assistant, and she don't get that lead assistant pay either. And that is because of me. My old coworker that I was kind of friends with, She ended up just stopped going to work after I left and they fired her. The white office lady that I was friends with and the hygienist. The hygienist ended up leaving and going to temp, and I was really happy for her, honestly. Go Ruby. She was really nice and I always really liked her. She always saw the fucking bullshit that we were dealing with, like. But one thing that she would do that I did not appreciate, and a lot of hygienists will probably do this to you if you're a dental assistant, they will say some shit like, oh my gosh, can you take my x-rays? Yours looks so much better than mine. Girl, no. They can take the x-rays just fucking fine. That's just them trying to fucking put their work on you. And she would do that to me a lot, but I really liked her, so I was like, whatever. The office lady, she got fired for not smiling enough from the HR lady that got fired. So honestly, if you're wondering, I really feel like I've won here. You know how bad I really wanted out of that job? I didn't even ask to get paid more when I moved to my new job. I just asked to get the same exact pay as my last job because I just wanted out. And then on top of that, money is just fucking money. I used to make buku money at that last job, getting like fucking $800,000 bonus checks, but dude, you cannot put a price on happiness. And especially if people are treating you like fucking shit, that money ain't worth it. It ain't. And then on top of that, the fact that I knew that I had to work pretty much 4 or 5 times as hard just to get that money, because I had to do everything. I had to set up the rooms. I had to assist the doctor. I had to do sterilization. I had to do everything. And then at the end, they were trying to tell me, oh, we're going to just have you set up rooms and not even assist. That shit really had me just like, oh, hell fucking no. No, y'all ain't. Y'all got me fucked up. I ain't setting up shit because, first off, bitch, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to better myself and get these fucking skills so I can go work with any fucking doctor I want. Their fucking audacity, man. Whew. They had me fucked up. But it's all over now, so it's good. I'm happy. The pretty much moral of the story is a job is a job. It's not meant to make friends. It's not meant to have any kind of feelings attached to it, okay? Never let people belittle you or make you feel like you're less of a person just because you're at the beginning of your journey or you're starting, or my situation was probably a bit of being white and the fact that I am a bit younger than everybody else was. I was getting bullied. One in a 40-year-old, I think. And I was only 23 at the time. If you feel like you're not being treated right and nobody else is like saying anything or like acknowledging it, you're probably fucking right, and you should probably honestly get out of that situation because you deserve better in life. Life is too short. You're at your job too much for you to be stressed over this too much. You're at your job too much to be stressed over this, okay? Get rid of the job, find something new, find something that makes you happy, and then, little advice, start a passion project on the side so eventually maybe you won't have to work for anybody, okay? Well, I hope you'll enjoyed this video. I know it was like super long. I know I recorded 2 different clips and this one is at 25 minutes and the other one was like at 20 minutes. So I probably have like a 45-minute video, maybe edited down to like 20 or 30 minutes. We'll see. But just keep in mind, everybody, nobody deserves to be treated like they're less of a person just because they're young or learning, okay? It says a lot about a company and people based off how they treat people, so. Alright, well that's it for today's video, so I hope you liked. Good luck with your job search, and good luck with your current job. I wish you the best. Bye everybody.